Doge wallets are coming in, crypto wallets are coming in. That's all good news. JP Morgan owns critical Ethereum infrastructure.
They have, like, they're cool, but they don't have to prove it.
The more that you can bridge to others, SafeMoon being an example.
Because you're just as angry as I am with
as
them.
the example, but the more you
They're
branch,
supposed to be millionaires by now.
the more adaptable you become. Yeah.
Their followers or whatever just jump on board without even, they're rich. They know what they're talking about.
So,
welcome to Amigos PC. If you were looking for a podcast with high standards and an appreciation for the finer things in life, like water polo, ballet, equestrian riding, cricket, and trips to the countryside, you're in the wrong place. If you're looking for a podcast that celebrates drinking, random thoughts, wacky conspiracies, memes, crypto, cinema, and a lot of other things that don't really make any sense, then you're in the right place. This is Amigos PC, and here are your hosts, Scott and Mark.
hey, you! Yeah, you! You're hearing this for a reason. You haven't subscribed to the Amigos membership on Super Cash yet. For as little as $5, you can get access to our feed with no ads and exclusive membership discounts and merch.
Jump up to our $30 tier and get everything plus direct access to us via our Discord channel, live Amigo AMAs, quarterly giveaways, and crypto merch. For $1 a day or less, you can support an Amigo out.
And we are live on YouTube.
You're live. I also wanted to have breaking news on my Robinhood countdown.
Oh, but it says it's unlisted. Why does it say unlisted? Visibility. Public. Done.
Oh, nice. So update, my wallet position for Robinhood is 1.7 million now. I was 1.9.
Oh.
So
you're moving in the chain.
200,000 people
have
something.
Yeah,
obviously. I've got some Robinhood fun that I want to get out of, and
yeah,
it's like an abusive relationship, right?
Yeah.
I can't leave because my money's tied up in the bank, and the husband has the bank card, and I can't get in. So that's Robinhood news.
But I am noticing, and I am seeing on Reddit, that Robinhood is, the wallets are real. Like Doge wallets are coming in, crypto wallets are coming in. That's all good news. Hopefully for those that are stuck in Robinhood, similar to Scott's situation, you guys can get out soon.
Yes.
So yeah, we are doing a live on YouTube. Not event. We're gonna start a new show here pretty soon, probably within the month or next month, I should say. Where weekly we're gonna or attempt weekly to provide some information, crypto wise, things like that, on YouTube. So I am going to be dropping this episode on the podcast. So if you are listening to this at any time in the future, for a correlation, today's date is March 8th, 2022. We are hosting these on YouTube regularly. Every now and then we will have one of these episodes drop onto our channel for the podcast, so you can listen to it. But again, if you are listening only on this episode, these episodes will be weekly on YouTube. So feel free to come to the YouTube channel, Amigos PC. You can check out all our content. Quick promo. Coastal Crypto, if you want to head over to the website coastalcryptomining.com, the website itself is an ASIC reseller. Yeah, I can't even talk right now. This is ridiculous.
Okay, it's all right.
Yeah.
You got the jitters. It's your first time.
I know, it's my first time going live, guys.
First time.
Just kidding. No. So Coastal Crypto Mining is a host provider for a data center facility, providing hosting feel free, email us, go to our website, get the contact information, coastalcryptomining.com. We do have ASIC miners that we are selling, and we have the availability for the elusive Gold Shell X5. We also have the Bitmain mythical machine,
Unicorn,
the L5. So inquire within. We can give you some pricing, and if you are looking to do an order, we do carry a miner warranty, 7 days from receipt of the machine, to where if any problems come, we try to resolve, fix, and keep you 100%. Again, coastalcryptomining.com. All right, so this show, basically, we are going to be giving a few articles. We're going to give our insight on them, and then from there, at the end, we will have Q&A if anybody's watching live, and you guys can feel free to give us any questions that you have, especially on topics that we talk about here. If you could, tag us at AmigosPC so we can see those comments, and from there, we'll get those answered. We'll try to filter through all the comments in the actual comment section so we can answer everybody's question, but if you do tag us, I will see it, and then I can, it's easier to see, and I will answer any questions from there. So, on to our first topic.
Do you want to talk about how this is you wanted to make a disclaimer?
I did that already.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like, this is going to be a podcast, like a one-time thing, podcast.
Gotcha. I wasn't listening.
Right, so
sorry.
the first article that we wanted to go over, this comes from a company called Protos.com. So we are part of the Side Hustle Enterprise Discord channel. He also has a YouTube, John Maz that is, has a YouTube channel, Side Hustle Enterprise. And basically, his group, or the people that are involved in his Discord channel, had happened to share this article, and I was giving my 2 cents. I told Scott, I had shared this article with Scott as well, and I thought that it would be good for us to actually discuss this in a little bit more detail. Kind of go over the article because it is pretty eye-opening for those that are like not really in the know, or if they have a genuine opinion of Ethereum, or are still trying to figure out their opinion of Ethereum. So Consensys, systems, lawsuit reveals JP Morgan owns critical Ethereum infrastructure. A group of 35 shareholders of Ethereum giant Consensys AG, CAG, have filed for a special audit of the 2020 deal that saw JP Morgan Chase acquire an influential stake in 2 of its flagship products. Former employees who represent more than half of CAG shareholders want an investigation into the matter, which allegedly saw fundamental intellectual property and subsidiaries illegally transfer from CAG into a new entity, Consensys Software Incorporated, CSI. This was in exchange for a 10% stake in a new entity and $39 million loan by Consensys chief and Ethereum billionaire Joseph Lubin, according to a press release. The deal, known within CAG as Project North Star, resulted in financial institution JP Morgan winning a significant slice of the company's lucrative intellectual property, specifically MetaMask and Infura.
So I have to stop you there real quick. So yeah. I think anytime we see any of these like lawsuits or anything that comes out that has like Project North Star or Operation Death Star, like they should know, like they should start naming these a little bit better, because obviously there's some shady stuff going on.
Yeah,
you know
specific,
what I mean?
Like Operation North Star, Project North Star. Like you're literally saying, here's a red flag.
Here's your evil enterprise. Mm-hmm. But they don't care. They're just gonna obviously they're hoping nobody caught on.
We have our own history with the large entity that's involved here, and it's like we already, reading this article, I already knew that like this is something that is plausible. Like it's not a fake article from what I've seen, and then seeing inner workings from a company like this, here comes the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's especially naming shit like this. This is typical. So both crypto wallet MetaMask and Node Network Infura persist as arguably the Ethereum ecosystem's most critical infrastructure, and I agree with that. MetaMask is a very huge component to Ethereum and BNB and quite a few other layer 2 tokens as well. Turns out Wall Street fat cats JP Morgan direct profits from and even control the infrastructure. So this is very eye-opening. If you are a proponent to crypto or you are an enthusiast of crypto, you know that this right here is bad news for crypto in general. Now, and anybody that's actually watching crypto or like following it in the needs, the niche, all that stuff, this they know, like, Ethereum is becoming more and more centralized on a day-to-day basis. Like, it's just a big machine that is now, I would almost say, like, it's its own government entity. Like, the devs are really controlling what is projected for Ethereum, I guess. Like, they don't like the price, so they start implementing things to start limiting the amount of Ethereum that's out there. Like, the devs are affecting Ethereum, the ecosystem itself, in a centralized manner that basically leads it to a fiat currency, or makes it look like a fiat currency, in my opinion, at least.
Well, plus, and also, I mean, with the banks getting involved, it makes it less. I mean, I know exchanges are still at risk, and it's not your own wallet, right, where you'd want to keep your funds cryptocurrency wise. But it's the banks getting involved is gonna it ruins the whole escape of cryptocurrency, the reason for it, that we're trying, people that are really for decentralized, currency. These types of things are going to keep happening, and it's going to, Chase, JP Morgan Chase has, other buddies that are going to look at this or find out about this, or probably already in the works. There's Bank of America, the other ones, Wells Fargo. They're going to see that Chase is doing these kind of things, and they're going to, where can they sink their teeth in if they haven't already? Yeah. So,
I mean, there's already PNC is partnering up with Coinbase to provide, different type of cryptocurrency products on their platform. So it for those that think that it's great fundamentally for big time investments, or like the mainstream investors, like, big Wall Street companies like this, getting involved in crypto, like, yes, we get to see the positives, the green days, that, all the institutional investing that comes along with that, and it helps, drive the fiat correlation to the price. Yay. So the fundamentals of cryptocurrency, though, is eventually cryptocurrency shouldn't be tied to a fiat. Like, one Doge equals one Doge. So the fact that you have these investors that are now, like, basically, backdooring their way into the system, you're going to start seeing more centralization, and Ethereum is a perfect example of that, because as they make their moves, it's getting more centralized. Proof of stake move that's coming is because they want to get more centralized. They think it's going to offset fees. The verdict is really out on that. I personally don't think that it's going to actually change the fees within Ethereum, make things cheaper, but they're going ahead with it regardless. Like, proof of stake, they think it's going to be the savior of Ethereum, and they're dictating the price accordingly to that. Just to finish the article itself, so all of what we just talked about, not exactly what Satoshi Nakamoto envisioned when he embedded Canceller on brink of the second bailout for banks in Bitcoin's Genesis block. Indeed, Project North Star has proven incredibly lucrative for CSI shareholders like JP Morgan. Typical. Of course. A year after the transaction, the IP in question was used to raise funds for CSI at a valuation of $3 billion. That seems actually pretty small comparatively, especially for JPM. After the current round, the Consensys spinoff, CSI is expected to hit $7 billion. Wow, that's ridiculous.
You know, and it's funny, you know, we saw, I don't know, last year, right? You saw Chase, you saw probably some other, these financial institutions saying how cryptocurrency is, the market manipulation that goes on, that they basically say that it's not good and don't do it, yet they're doing these backdoor deals where they're getting their hands in it. So, yeah. It comes down again, if these big time companies are saying, oh, it's not good, trust me, they're buying it, it's good.
Yeah.
Or don't trust me. That sounds bad. I guess we should put out that disclaimer. We're no financial advisors or anything.
Yeah, we're not financial advisors. We're just kids on YouTube.
That's true.
Not even kids.
No, we're not kids.
Idiots on YouTube.
Idiots, that's better.
Yeah. So in addition, we were talking about how, you know, the culprit here is known for doing some sketchy things, especially with the past history that we have. The former Consensys employees are invoking an article of the Swiss Code of Obligations, which, if successful, may render the deal void. At time of the transaction, both Lubin and board members, Forrith Weinert, I don't know who that is, were directors of both CAG and CSI. Unfortunately, under Swiss and U.S. law, dual representation in situations like this are not allowed. The shareholders are also flagging the fact that required annual shareholder meetings to be delayed by 2 years, meaning that they had no idea illegal deal was even happening. Yeah, exactly. Because these meetings never took place. Supposedly never officially Weinert,
that don't matter.
Officially was never reelected to the company's board, and so was in no position to authorize Project North Star. In lieu of these shareholder meetings, Lubin hosted an informal informational event late in 2021 at which CAG staff were informed their numbers would be slashed from 160 to 30 by the end of the year. So they were talking about layoffs, which is, again, typical of the main investor in this scenario. So again, we're not financial advisors, but what we see here is just more of the same. And this is, again, Ethereum is getting centralized. This is the tactics of entities that are centralized, and essentially the tactics of those that, you know, do Wall Street bidding.
Right, and what comes with the big banks and all that is, you know, that we try to stay away from in the decentralized world. It's more regulation and more, you know, more fees. I mean, not that Ethereum's fees are the greatest anyways, but, you know, more things that, you know, red tape overlays and all these things that makes it so much harder to own and move your own money.
Which is the argument now. It's like, well, can cryptocurrency be regulated? Like you're talking about a decentralized, you know, application, and we just had a guest on our show, the CEO of Divi, Nick Saponaro. The Divi project, the Divi wallet blockchain, he said it very well, which was, when the internet was created, the internet cannot be regulated, but those that are on top of the internet, making and developing the internet, can be regulated. So I think what it comes down to is that cryptocurrency may not be regulated, but they're gonna try. They're gonna give it all. They're all to try, but at the end of the day, you're gonna see the developers of, you know, Ethereum or any of the projects themselves. They may get regulated just to make a status quo of cryptocurrency in general. So we got to keep an eye on that. This is the fight that's going on right now, and we definitely need to, you know, do our due diligence and vote in those that are in favor of keeping crypto what it was intended to, which basically is a decentralized peer-to-peer platform. All right, so segueing to our next topic, which, you know, still crypto, but it also brings in the retail market a little bit. Our buddy over at Side Hustle Enterprise, huge proponent of this one with AMC. He's a huge, wouldn't say fanboy, but he definitely has his his eyes sight on some type of squeeze at some point. Now, I will tell you this right now. I'm not invested in or anything. I highly doubt Scott is invested in anything with AMC. And I don't do any type of retail investing. So keeping all of my stuff out of this literally means almost nothing to me. Is basically
but the crypto tie. That's why this news is what we're talking about. And I know you're not a big fan of Shiba, but we are a big fan of
which we can get into.
We are a big fan of the other side of it. Basically, in this story, it's AMC who is it's kind of a watch and see situation where we're seeing what will happen. Apparently, back in November, the AMC decided to take on Bitcoin to be able to use at their locations, cryptocurrency. So now they're talking about using some of these other ones, which are Shiba and Doge. So they're expecting to see, how it will work. Another big revenue that's actually that comes through a lot more than actual cash, which pretty much everything these days. They're saying Apple Pay, Google Pay, and PayPal are already some of the other ways people are using to go to the movies. Granted, I know me and you both probably aren't big go to the movie type folks, so this doesn't really hit us. I think what they're trying to do is reach some of these, the younger people who are in the crypto market, and as the crypto market blows up and gets more and more towards the younger generation, because the older folks aren't really seeing it eye to eye until, you go to a Chase Ethereum branch to access your money here in the future, probably. But what basically it comes down to is, if they do take on Doge, and we are a big fan of Doge, we mine Doge, and
I honestly, I thought that there was an article out there at some point that they were debating on Doge.
Well, it says in March.
Honestly, I do think
March is when they're going to start with this one.
With
Shiba and Doge. Yeah.
Oh, at the same time. So I'd like to see the difference. Like the actual utility
who uses it
of these two, of who's using more, basically. Yeah.
Well, as of right now, Shiba's about, the value on Shiba is very, you have, it's 4 zeros and a 2, right? Decimal point, so it's 2,000 or a 0.00002, and then Doge is at 11 cents right now as of the time of this article that we're reading. But basically, it kind of lets you know that we need more of this, I guess you can say, for the meme coins, or the whatever you want to call them, right? I don't really consider Doge a meme coin. Again, I'm a big fan of it. I think it's the people's coin. But Shiba's kind of the one that kind of jumped on Doge's back, and they're getting traction from it. So if they can succeed, why not?
Yeah, I honestly, every bull cycle, there's tons of coins that pop up, and this has been a repeated thing for cycles if you go into history of crypto. And then there are a lot of them that just don't make it. At some point, they fade away.
Or
Shiba
they rug
had quite a bit. Or they rug pull. Yeah, we get rug pull on a regular basis. But
no, we don't. I mean, we've been rug pulled, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Anyways, Shiba came out swinging, making attacks at the creator of Dogecoin, who seriously is at this point just a mascot. He has nothing to do with the development of Dogecoin anymore. He has not made any real money off of Dogecoin since he sold, a majority of his stuff way back when. So, not to speak for him, but those are facts that are out there. Shiba, they got a little popular because they did that, and they, saying that, Dogecoin didn't have any utility. Then come to find out, Dogecoin gets a little bit more accepted, things like that. And who hits the market first, right? So we've already seen Dogecoin implemented through the Mavericks, right? So you can buy merchandise at the Mavericks. You can buy Tesla merchandise, and that it in itself should tell you that Dogecoin is a coin that can be mass adopted utility wise for peer-to-peer transactions. because the day that Tesla announced they were going to accept Dogecoin, I don't even want to say it now, like the day that they launched their site accepting Dogecoin, everything got sold out. The 5 or 6 items that they put on their merch, which wasn't just merch either. You could buy their Tesla tequila with Doge. You could buy some.
I didn't even know Tesla had tequila.
Electric vehicle. Yeah. So once a year, I think he actually does it now more than once a year, because since he's accepted Doge, he's done it twice now. So I don't know if he's just like making it as he can, or I don't know exactly. I'd have to do a little bit more research into the tequila. I want some, so eventually we're gonna get some via Doge. But yeah, they had like an electric vehicle, like the kids,
Tesla mugs,
their little electric
shirts,
vehicle that looks like a Tesla truck. Yeah,
they had a belt buckle. There was a belt buckle too. We're seeing.
Yep.
So it's
and everything sold out. And then that's the thing too. Like then they re-upped their inventory. That's the reason why they did the tequila for a second time, and they sold out again. Like they couldn't keep things in stock because Doge, the excitement with Doge and them, going through and buying out everything. So yes, I'm not a huge fan of Shiba. I hate how they introduced themselves to the world, and I sold immediately as soon as I started seeing that. So I am not a proponent of Shiba, but I do want to see, Shiba and Doge. I want to see what the numbers look like from AMC. So hopefully maybe they do it like on a shareholder call or something, and we can get some insight from John maybe from that, and seeing who outperformed.
Yeah. And that would be all.
Did Doge outperform?
And
Shiba?
That's going to be all over Reddit, as far as the whole because there's the Shiba, the Shiba army and the Doge army, all the meme people going to war.
Yeah, whole thing. They're gonna go exactly. They're gonna go to, even though Doge is like the community is to be like chill and not be like that, but it still happens. It doesn't. There's always a couple schmucks that ruin.
Doge is like
everybody.
those the kids on the bus that don't try to act cool, but they're just sitting there and they're cool, but they don't have to prove it. Shiba's like the douchebags in the back, like throwing candies and stuff for the kids up in the middle and the front. That's kind of how I see it. I mean, I own both. I own. Sound like I'm all fancy. I have shares in both of them, and but Doge is the only one that I truly care about. The other one, I'm just hoping. Right? You got that whole cross your fingers and see what happens.
Yeah, which before we end everything, we'll kind of go over what we've done and basically a message that we're like kind of conveying to everyone, or at least like people that like are hosting with us, and just telling them what we're doing, just so you can kind of get insight of actually what we're doing with the mining.
The other two little stats I just want to show here on AMC, they have 1,004 movie theaters, and they're in 15 countries, which I was quite shocked that they had that much going on.
Yeah. One thing that kind of makes me nervous, especially now AMC tying with crypto,
the popcorn prices.
I don't know, like you said before, well, no, we're not avid moviegoers, and here in Arizona, AMC is not the theater that I'm going to, even though there probably is one closer to me than Harkins, right? But Harkins is just overall is a better movie theater and movie going experience. What I saw on the internet the other day, not to knock AMC, but they're like, some of their theaters are not up to today's standards for movie viewing and watching. So that's something that AMC does need to address as they bring in crypto, because you are going to get the Twitter trolls, right? You're going to get these guys that are fully invested in crypto. And I'm not saying that people from Doge are hoity-toity or anything like that, but they're gonna have a standard. And I'm not saying I'm that kind of person either, but if you saw some of the pictures that I saw, AMC has some things to address. They need to come up to the current age of movie theater going experience.
Yeah, I mean they definitely need to. I mean, they had a whole bunch of time to revamp, right? They were closed for several months. They could have remodeled so much
2 years.
Time. with not being able to go to the movies.
Yeah.
So yeah, missed opportunity. But we shall see what they do.
Right.
And yeah, you're right. There's going to be those people that are going to go on there and they're just going to bash their experience, which that's it. That's anytime.
Come on, I mean, we're part of Twitter, right? That has this community. Like, we know what that community is and what it looks like. It's kind of crazy. Or it can get crazy. But I gotta figure out like a whole dark mode over here, because this stuff is bright. It's bright ass. Yeah, it's bright. So the last one, this is actually going to tie into what we're going to finish off with, which is kind of just talking about the stuff that we're doing and how we're moving forward because of the shenanigans that is going on with Ethereum. So, that's we're going to end on that with everything. So the top 5 cryptocurrencies to watch this week in relation to time. If you're listening or watching this in the future, today again is March 8th,
or
2022.
In the past. Yep, you never know.
Yes, time travel.
You never
the way
know.
that cryptocurrency works, you can time travel by viewing the
never
blockchain.
know.
So top 5 to watch this week: BTC, XRP, Near, XMR, and Waves. So I'll be honest with you, I have never heard of Near.
Agreed.
And I've never heard of Waves. So this is going to be a good conversation. Bitcoin BTC plunged below 40K on March 4th and has been trading below the level throughout the weekend, although the crypto price action has been volatile the past few days. Glassnode data shows that institutional investors have been gradually accumulating BTC through Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, which I don't know, that's something we might have to look into. I wonder if they're owned by BlackRock or anything like that. Shares since December 2021. Another positive sign has been that fund managers have not panicked and dumped their holdings in GBTC. This suggests that managers possibly are bullish in the long term. Hence, they are riding out the short-term pain. So just to stop there and talk about BTC in general, in my opinion at least, or our opinion as to why they may be doing this. And again, we're not financial advisors. We're just two idiots on the internet talking to you guys, telling you what we're doing and our insight in this stuff. And with BTC always goes through a halving. And those in the crypto space, they know what the halving is. They know the cycle of the halving, all that stuff. And in 2020, we just passed one. We're full-blown now into 2022, 2 years away from the last halving, or about a year and a half-ish about. Right? And what usually happens when a halving starts to approach, within a year or so of it, they start to oh, damn it, Stevie, you fucking your message threw me off. Anyways, BTC ends up, the halving starts to approach. People start to see the halving. Halving usually happens, they're cutting the reward of Bitcoin. So miners, the companies, the little guys like us mining Bitcoin, they're losing their reward, so there's going to be less Bitcoin on the market once this halving happens. So what happens when the lead up to the halving, the price, the fiat association to Bitcoin start to skyrocket because people start to see the FOMO. And so these companies are anticipating that happening again. And so I can see why they're not selling. They're holding and basically waiting for the next pump. If you remember, Scott, like this last bull run, right? And I'll be the first to, I don't want to say first to admit, but we definitely are not in a bull run anymore. Whether people want to call it kangaroo or
the kangaroo.
they want to call it
that.
Yeah. Or they want to call it, yeah, that's a new term I just saw on Twitter.
Makes kind of sense, kind of just keeps bouncing up and down. That makes sense.
Yeah, because it's going up and down, up and down, up and down. Or if it's like a bear run, right? I don't know if we're in a bear run. I honestly can't. I don't think that's what's going on right now. But I don't foresee that like a bear run really is going to hit. Now, are we in a crypto winter? Definitely in some form, shape, something of a crypto winter when it comes to like mining and just the way crypto, because crypto just feels off right now, especially in the perspective of a miner. It feels off. So where was I going
BTC's
with this?
value, is that where you're going, or basically?
Yeah, so when you correlate the value to fiat, right? Which we should not be doing anymore. We really need to get away from that, but it's, you know, we let the pocket out, or whatever you want to call it. People will get FOMO, and you'll start to see the value start to increase as we get closer to this halving, and you start to see the reward to miners dissipating, especially after. Now, what do I see besides the 5 cryptos that we're just talking, or that are mentioned in this article? I see that other altcoins may actually see an uptick because of that. If you want to use the correlation to fiat currency, one of those coins, Ravencoin. Ravencoin is a fork of Bitcoin, and they already had their halving. Well, shortly after Bitcoin's halving, they're going to have another one. So we could see an expectation of an increase to that as well. You have any feedback on
I like
Bitcoin, Scott?
I like it. Looks good. Solid
like
performance.
Yeah. One thumb up. Yeah, one thumb up. Yeah. For Bitcoin. So, I mean, everybody knows Bitcoin. Yeah. Bitcoin is king. Bitcoin's not going anywhere. Even if they try to implement some type of regulation, Bitcoin is always going to be here. There are more and more big-time companies getting involved with Bitcoin mining. Like, there was literally just one that did a Series B investment. People can actually buy into the company, and they're using all that money to buy Bitcoin miners. They're going to be opening up a facility in North Texas. I'd have to look up the name, but yeah, Bitcoin mining is here to stay, and it is just growing constantly. XRP, Ripple, the next one that they talk about in this list. So I'm not a fan of XRP.
But yes, I'm not a big fan either. It hasn't done as much as I hoped it would be, let's just say. I thought that was over.
Well, they're still in contention with the SEC, which also could be another backdoor for the government.
I thought they solved that already.
They're not making any headway with this. So they're still in contention with the SEC. It's not like they solved anything. They definitely have voted that they have said that they're not a security, which is something that they were fighting with the SEC. But beyond that. So, well, let's just read the article and see what they're saying. So, Ripple XRP has been attempting to rise above the downtrend line for the past few days. The bears have held their ground. A minor positive is that the bulls have not given up. These are the XRP fanboys, and are trying to defend the 50-day SMA, 72 cents. See, this is the thing, dude. Like, altcoins have trouble maintaining in a market that is volatile like it is right now. VRO red. We'll have to figure that out. So it's going to be down no matter what, right? If you're going to continue correlating it to fiat currency, it's going to be down in relation. My thing would be is to find XRP, because this is a proof of stake coin. It's not you can't mine it in any way. Find a way to mine it, because there are options like pro hashing, link in the description below, or an affiliate. But basically, find an alternative avenue of trying to find this if you're going to stick to it. When the bull run comes back in, you will see coins like this. Yeah. XRP's not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. So you'll start to see the pump again, at least my opinion. So Near, what is Near? Near Protocol is sandwiched between the moving averages for the past few days. This shows that bears are selling. Rallies, the SMA is $11. Wow, this thing's wow. While bulls are buying the dip, 20-day EMA, $10. Okay. The RSI is near the midpoint. Contrary to exception, the price breaks sustains. Okay, this is just
that one slipped through,
charting shit
on their list.
Care about that? Yeah. The pair picked the bullish momentum. Well, let's do this. What is Near protocol? Let's actually look at it and see, okay, is it worthwhile?
Does this one pique your interest?
Protocol. No, not really, but I mean, we'll figure it out. Power your business with Near. Okay, maybe it might pique my interest. Create a pathway to a new financial system. Most of the same stuff we always see. Who are we? OK Coin, Global License Exchange, with offices in San Francisco.
That's expensive real estate.
Singapore. Singapore is always positive for crypto. Yeah. Solve hard problems.
Let's buy it. I like it.
Institution. Earn prices, features. Do you have a white paper? No.
Oh, it must be good. Because offices in San Francisco,
why would you say
real
that?
Estate isn't cheap.
This right here kind of worries me. So, a little backstory. You can kind of Google this a little bit. Any company that involves an option where you can get free Bitcoin, there is a large institutional backing that is involved, like some of the OG big investors. BlackRock would be a good example of that, where they were the proponents of mass adoption and giving out, like, hey, here's, do this for $10 in free Bitcoin. Do this for $10 in free Bitcoin. So this, when I see something like this, it already tells me that they probably have that kind of institutional lending involved somewhere, or institutional investment involved into their company. That kind of makes me a little weary of it. But like, they don't even have like a paper. They don't have nothing that like really tells us anything about their better way to Bitcoin.
Weird.
Yeah. If I can't see a white, I'm not saying like the white paper is the end all be all, but like there's got to be something. Like this just seems like some kind of, and you have like
Who's
Instagram.
I wonder if he's somebody.
Photos like this. Yeah, exactly. This doesn't really appease or pop out to me to say, all right, like, I need to really look into this.
That one with caution, everybody.
Right. XMR. So Stellar. No, Monero. That's right.
I don't know.
Monero. I thought it was Stellar. Why did I think it was Stellar? I don't know. Either way, Monero. So Monero has been in the limelight as of recently. I'm surprised actually they would even list it with what's going on with Monero. Monero was one of the factors that actually caught the 2 billionaire Bitcoin hackers. That basically they were moving Bitcoin into Monero to try to disperse it out to multiple wallets. The government found a way to track all of their transactions and basically where things were panning out in Monero's system. So that means that the government has some exclusive access or a backdoor, or they say that they were good old-fashioned detective tracing. But let's be serious, man. We're in a day and age where crypto is beyond our comprehension in most cases. So I would tread with caution. This is a CPU mineable coin. So if you are going to, like, I wouldn't outright buy it. But if you can try to mine it, it's very difficult to mine. You need a large amount of CPUs to mine it. But that would be the route that I would go to acquire it. I'm not saying anything good or bad. It's been around for a while. It's going to be around. So I assume that once the next bull market comes up, you'll see a price increase with it. I wouldn't be buying it outright. Waves USDT, which I don't like the fact that this article is like correlating everything to USDT. That's Tether. Like, Tether is supposed to be $1, but Tether's also sketchy as fuck too. Like, they just print more money than the government does. Like, it's crazy.
Yep. Probably.
Paid by
Tether.
Tether.
Came from
form a double bottom pattern. Yeah, I'm not into this the trading stuff. I don't know.
Well, this came from that crypto news site, but of course,
yeah,
you never know.
Yeah. All right, well, let's do what we did with the other one. So waves, CoinMarketCap. Let's go to CoinMarketCap first. Dang, all these ads.
Waves.
What's it called? Waves. Where? Waves.
It's not on there.
It's not even on CoinMarketCap. Oh, here it is.
That's good.
$21.
Buy now.
All right. I should have actually went to CoinMarketCap with the other one. Buy now. All right, let's go to their website. Waves Protocol. Technologies, release, case studies. Waves Ducks, Metaverse Duck Paper. Waves Protocol 2021, Wave 5, becoming from EMM exchanges to viral products and innovative mechanics. The past year has brought many new applications. Wave Keeper 2.0, a new chapter. Another month, our team presents a batch of new feature, Waves Keeper. So there's continued development on it. That's nice. So usually when we get into markets like this, well, more so bear markets, you start to see development kind of fade off.
Red flag?
Which is
because they can't sustain the market.
A red flag. Yeah. Introducing Duck Hunters. Duck Hunters is a game mechanic combining NFT collectibles and yield farming, developing for. So I'm wondering if they're on the Ethereum blockchain. They're putting issues ERC20 for collaboration of the Ethereum network. Integrates with Solana. Okay, so they're building bridges to different cryptos, which I like that. That is a good sign. I'm not a fan that they are with Ethereum. If you guys watched a little bit earlier, and I explained why, but yeah. But the more, as like a secondary coin, like an altcoin, right? The more that you can bridge to others. You know, SafeMoon being an example.
Because you're just as angry as I am
as the example, but the more you branch,
we're supposed to be millionaires by now.
You know, the more adaptable you become. Yeah.
SafeMoon, guys.
I know, right? Well, that's your problem, Scott. Is you keep correlating all this with fiat currency. Holder. Stop doing that.
No, I'm not anymore.
There you go. See.
Well, see,
I definitely. So I would entertain this. This seems. So they're in. Yeah, they're into NFTs. They're bridging to other blockchains, which I like. It seems like they're sticking to blockchains that are, you know, NFT compatible. So Solana, Ethereum.
So this is one to watch.
That's something. Waves, bonded, partners. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this I would definitely keep an eye on it. I don't know if I necessarily look at this chart that they gave. They hit it right on a peak. But yeah, I would definitely take a look and
always tread with caution.
Tread with caution. Find a way to acquire it without having to put actual fiat.
With investing.
What's that? Yeah. All right, and so before we end it with the show itself, we are going to be taking comments. If you could just tag at AmigosPC with any questions or comments that you have. Appreciate Steamy Davila O'Neill for popping into the chat. Appreciate that. So basically, before we get into questions, I wanted to just kind of talk about what we are doing with GPU mining and what the mine is doing, which we actually do have a stream on this Thursday with John at Side Hustle Enterprise. We'll probably go into that a little bit more deeper. But GPU mining, as everybody is aware, I'm sure Ethereum is coming to an end. The creator of Ethereum, Vitalik, whatever his freaking name is, has given a hint that summer will be the time that we see the merge implemented. Will that happen? I don't know. You know, Ethereum's been on a delay for as long as they have been. It's something just to keep an eye out. We are still mining Ethereum. However, me and Scott are already having the conversation of moving away from Ethereum and trying to figure out what that looks like. So right now what we are doing is we're mining a couple of other different coins, and we're taking a split approach to this because these algorithms are not friendly to certain team red, team green. So, you know, we're branching out, and we are trying to figure out a way of phasing Ethereum out.
And so to talk about, do you want to talk about the ones that we're doing or that we're jumping into? Basically, we're doing Flux.
Yeah.
And we're doing Raven Coin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if we want to talk about AVN, but that's another one.
Coin market cap. Yep. We so that's a CPU mineable. So we are taking in like stages.
Have a good amount of cards.
I'm not saying that like we're putting all our eggs in one basket, but we did AVN. We did AVN right when it launched. So, you know, speculative mining. And we were able to get in like right at the beginning. So obviously we mined a lot of it right off the bat. We basically dedicated a rig to it for a little bit, and we accumulated a lot. Now they have since broke their chain to 2 algorithms, so you can GPU mine it and you can CPU mine it, and we took the direction of just dedicating our CPUs because we have some decent CPUs on some of our rigs. And so we're continue mining it, but we're not doing it at a scale of, you know, throwing a lot of GPU rigs at it. Now Flux, on the other hand, we are mining Flux in itself. We have now one full rig. I would say at this point, it's almost completely put together. It is very NVIDIA friendly. So I would recommend, if you are going to take a venture at this, that you take it to an approach of NVIDIA cards. Basically, through my testing, which maybe I should do a video about this. I'm not sure. Maybe we should do a video of this. So we've acquired certain NVIDIA cards through our stint of GPU mining, and I am continually getting my hands on different NVIDIA cards. We have since mining Flux, we have put 1060s on it. I have them efficient enough, thanks to Son of a Tech, that they are roughly about 22 to 23 souls. Flux doesn't do a mega hash, they do solutions per second. So 23 solutions per second at roughly about 100 watts. So it's not like the most efficient, and you can get them more efficient. Like I had it at one point, we were doing about 17 solutions per second at 60 watts. So there is difference. You can tune them down a little bit. You are subject to affecting your hash rate, but you can get them efficient so it doesn't affect your power bill that much. I have noticed, and so we had the 1060s on there. We now have a 1660 on the rig, the Flux rig, and it is doing roughly about 35 solutions per second at about 100 watts. So it's definitely more efficient than the 1060s, and the 1060s are 3 gigs. So just keep that in mind. So these are very cheap cards that you can get your hands on, and I'm in the works right now of getting mining only 6 gigabyte 1060s, roughly for about $180. So if this source actually pans out and I can get my hands on them, they have a lot. So just to keep that in mind. So what did I say? 1060, 1660. What other card did we put on this? Yeah, so the most efficient, I was going to save that one for last. The most efficient card that I have experienced, and again, we have put a lot of our NVIDIA stuff on to Flux testing to see what's most efficient. So far, it has been the 2080 Ti. So this gets about 95 to 97 solutions per second at roughly about 230 watts. We did put the 3090 that we have onto Flux as well, and the most that we got out of it was 105 solutions per second at 330 watts. I honestly would take the 2080 Ti over the 3090 just because that the wattage alone saves you. And you can get them more efficient too. You can actually drop the 2080 Ti to like 200 watts at 90 solutions per second. So I just popped it up a little bit because we're trying to get more Flux at this point. So hash rate's king versus efficiency for the time being right now. The next testing that I need to do is actually put the 1080 Ti onto Flux so we can see what that does, but I'm still repasting it. I'm waiting for Amazon to drop off some thermal pads. So as soon as those get here, I can actually put that on there, and I'll do that video of testing what NVIDIA is. So why Flux? Why do we choose Flux? So Flux itself, obviously the correlation to fiat, which is Scott's wheelhouse, is $1.33. So every time we do get a Flux, it's $1.33. And dude, I don't care about what the price is anymore. But yeah, they are Pokemon for sure. But what I do like is the scheme or setup with Flux. So we haven't been doing Flux for very long. Miner. Actually, let me take this over here actually so I can minerpool.org. So that's the pool that we're mining to. Start mining. All right. So where are we at today? Today we are unpaid 0.720 Flux. So we're in the process of building a rig together, but look at this. So this is that 1070 Ti, and it's actually doing 60 on the pool. So that's actually pretty cool. On HiveOS it says it's doing roughly about 40. This rig has the 2080 Ti on it. This weekend I'll actually be putting our other NVIDIA rig on there, so we can just get more. But here is why I like Flux. So we are getting our solutions per second, and we're getting paid essentially based on the payout here, 2.26 Flux per day, every 24 hours. What happens in addition to, because the block reward on Flux is split between the miners and the node providers, and the reason I want to mine Flux is eventually to get a node up and running so we can collect that fee as well. But the block itself, 37.5 times 2, so each one gets 37.5, a node provider and then also the miners. So this reward comes from 37.5, but then also on top of it, in different chains, because of those node providers, Flux provides what they call parallel assets. And these are assets, the Flux basically, on different chains like KDA. Ethereum's always less because the gas fees are horrendous, so you don't get as much Flux on there. But there's Tron, there's BSC, Solana, and then there are 5 others that are still pending, other blockchain bridges that will be implemented to have Flux on there, and they're allowing us to accumulate that as well to be paid out in the future. So we're slowly accumulating all of these, and if you guys have watched the channel at all, you would know that when we start to invest into a rig that is mining a certain cryptocurrency, we expand, and we always expand. It doesn't matter what the fiat currency price is of it, we're constantly just growing. So I expect to see these numbers continually grow as I get more NVIDIA cards on hand and actually get more and more machines going. Now, beyond that, this is why I like this. So the parallel assets, that's amazing. These are different chains. In addition to the payouts, right? The way that they're doing these payouts and the amount that you can actually accrue. There are other things that's going on with Flux that is pretty amazing, which I already kind of mentioned, which was the nodes, right? But you can also build on decentralized Web3. what does that look like for us, or even like the partnership that we have with Side Hustle Enterprise? What does that look like? I have no idea, but we definitely would be looking into figuring this out now, because essentially we can, build something, an app, right, or some type of network or something along those lines that could help us grow and help everybody else grow along with it. So Flux nodes, setups, here is where everything kind of goes into. And so that other half of the block reward that I was kind of discussing earlier, like the miners get 37.5 and then node providers get 37.5. Well, once you deploy a node, you get a percentage of that 37.5. Now keep in mind that the miners are also still getting a percentage of this node reward, right? Because they're getting the parallel assets that's being paid back into the miners. So then you also can get still 7.5% for the amount of Flux that you create a node for. And they give you the hardware requirements and all that stuff. And you can do multiple things on a node. There's so many different things that you can set up. I'm not very knowledgeable as to like exactly the purposes of the node itself, but we can get once I start getting deeper into this and figuring this out, I can do videos and kind of just show you exactly what we're going to decide to do. But you're talking about hosting the node. Obviously, we're validating transactions with the node. Just a lot of different things that we can do. Especially you start to see some of there's the requirements, the rewards. There's a lot of different things, and this is why we decided to actually start mining Flux, because there's just so much potential of accumulating more of it and then developing on it. Which again, we're not developers, or I don't know what you want to call it. Like I'm stealing the mic here completely, Scott. So
nerds.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm letting you go. These are all things I wanted to say, but you got it covered.
Thanks. And so the other one, I think Scott can actually go a little bit more into this one, because again, we just started diving into Flux.
Which one, Raven?
So if anybody has like had a conversation with us at all in like Side Hustle Enterprise or any of the Discord channels or social medias, that they would know that we are a proponent to or favorite or maxi, if you want. I don't know, maxi's a little extent. We're not at BBT's level, but we definitely like Ravencoin. I like the features. Scott, if you want to go into a little bit of what we have going on for Ravencoin.
Yeah. Well, we like Ravencoin. That's kind of the one we started talking about it probably about, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, maybe 4 months. I don't know. Basically, when we were on the doomsday path of Ethereum, thinking, it's going to be, what are we going to do next? You got to always have a plan in head, next step kind of situation. So we started to look into Ravencoin, and at that time, I think it was around 11 cents or so, 12 cents maybe.
It was definitely
when we first
in the bull market.
We're looking at it. And yeah, when it was better times. But so now we have about how many cards do you have on it?
I have 3 3060s, which eventually I want to get those off and put them on Flux. But I have 3 3060s, the LHR version. That's the reason that they're not on ETH. Now, if the hack happens to go through with NVIDIA and they get unlocked through LHR, me and Scott need to have a different conversation. But right now, they're on Ravencoin, just for simple. That 3060s are they were built to mine. I don't care what NVIDIA is doing with like their LHR crap or whatever. Like, you put these on to mine a cryptocurrency, like they're built to mine. It's incredible, honestly.
Yeah, and then we got a good amount since we've been mining for the past 6 months or so. And then we also, when Ravencoin Lite came out, that was another one we kind of, like Mark mentioned earlier, we branched off to then jump into that speculative mining. Got a whole bunch. I think we put one rig on it, I think.
The majority of what's mining Raven right now, I'm the one that has all the Raven cards. I forgot about that. We have AMD cards. So they're mostly Polaris, 4 gigabytes. We have bought these cards for less than $100 in most cases. Recently, we just bought one for $40. We took the risk of the guy said it didn't. Yeah, he said
that
it
was
didn't
the broken
work.
one, right?
Yeah,
the broken
it
one.
didn't
You
work.
thought it
It
was
didn't
broken?
post it in another machine. He put it in. I took the risk. Said I'll give you $40 for it, and lo and behold, I plugged it into Hive on our test bench, and it just went to mine immediately. Which that's not the first time that's happened, but we're willing to take that risk. So that's just, or at least I am, in trying to figure it out.
Yeah, no. Yeah, $40. Let's be real.
It's a mild risk, but I'm willing to take it. And if it pans out, great. If it doesn't, well, we try to flip it. Yeah,
that's a half a tank of gas.
That's what we're doing with these.
So that's
these 1060s, right? The mining only cards. This is a Chinese distributor, so we're taking the risk. I bought one already. I'm waiting for it to come in. It's coming in the slow boat. So once it does come, I'll have that confirmed.
So
I'll have that confirmed,
November.
and then it'll be a new supplier for us on these type of mining cards. Because look, we run a mine, so it makes no sense. I mean, it does make sense in getting retail GPUs, but then you get that stigma from gamers, right? And they're like, freaking miners. Like, I have conversations on OfferUp regularly.
Hey, but we get them second-handed for the most part. Most of our cards, we've only got a couple that were actually retail.
Most of our stuff is all second-hand.
So they had their runs at the video games.
But that's what I was saying. So they all
got girlfriends.
I have these conversations on OfferUp regularly, and the conversation always ends up being like, they don't like the price that I give them, which is fine, and it doesn't matter because I'm not lowballing, but I'm trying to get, I'm protecting my ROI. And then at the same time, like, we start to get in a little bit of argument as to why I feel my price is justified or whatever, and it always comes down to me saying, look, this card is going to it's going to be living its best life once I get my hands on it. Like, you may have kept the card decent in your gaming machine, constantly turning the damn thing on and off. I'm going to run it. I'm going to clean the card first. I'm going to pad it. I'm going to put thermal paste. Like, this thing's going to be immaculate. Again, living its best life. I have a 1080 Ti apart right now because I am like, it's just so disgusting. It was inside. It's just so should have done it sooner. Either way, so we have a bunch of Polaris cards that we've gotten cheap. We literally have not paid over $100 for any of the cards that we have on it. I want to say that there's at least 5 or 6. I think with this new one, this will be number 6. So that's one full rig of it. I think at this point, especially if this kangaroo market or whatever we want to call it, miners continue to pull their machines from mining in general, which the higher kilowatt per hour those people are really starting to pull their machines off. We should be able to actually solo mine Ravencoin here pretty soon, and the goal is also soon to be solo mining Flux, so we're constantly getting that 37.5 versus just a few Flux a day.
Yep.
All right.
Nicely said. So those are, that's what we're shooting for. That's what we're doing. And obviously, if you're a miner, that basically just keep growing, keep adding to it.
ETH is going away. It's supposedly by the end of summer. If you listen to or watch at the beginning of the stream when we start talking about just some of the shady shit that's going on with Ethereum right now, me and Scott are having the conversations of, do we depart early or not with mining Ethereum? And I am really leaning towards no longer mining Ethereum, even if it is the most profitable coin. It's just listen to the beginning of this stream, or if you're on the podcast, go back to the beginning. Listen, you can tell why we're trying to get away from it. So
that'd be weird if they started at the end.
They did start at the end. Let me just skip everything. I think they do ads through the first half hour, so let me just skip everything.
No wonder. That makes sense.
So again, we're gonna do a little bit of Q&A. I know we have one question in the chat already. So just, if you could, tag us at AmigosPC just so I can see the comment, pop out into my face. But Steamy said, and this kind of piggybacks to some of the stuff that we were talking about with SafeMoon, a lot of lawsuits are going around with influencers and SafeMoon. FOMO or a legit pumpy-dumpy. So...
Ooh.
My question, Steamy, and the way that I'm reading this is you're basically asking if SafeMoon is legit or if it is a pump and dump coin. So if you bought in like shortly after, and then if you bought in, right? If you bought in shortly after the coin came out and you were in the ride, the roller coaster,
like we did.
You were watching the pump, right? You maybe caught it at a good price and it continued to pump. They built their community. They did a really good job of building their community. They did, I think, one of the fastest cryptos in building their community. Is it?
They celebrated their year already.
Celebrated their year. I don't know. Is it? So is it? Oh, damn, that hurt. Shit.
For me, because I'm just gonna hang on. There's no reason for me to leave because I would end up losing. I'd end up losing what I put in. I'm just gonna hang on and see what happens. I'm gonna enjoy the ride. If it crashes and burns, it crashes and burns, and that's the fun we're in. But you got that hope that it does take off. But I don't know. It's not. I don't know.
I'm not selling. I'm not. Oh, so you know what's funny? Steamy, you bring that up. So we were actually going to have that conversation. Scott found that article, and we'll talk about it here in just a second to address what you just said in the chat. But what was I going to say? Oh, so I bought in at a reason. Me and Scott bought in about the same time. I think Scott put a little bit more money than I did into SafeMoon.
Yeah.
I bought in at a reasonable price, what I thought was a reasonable price at the time. I watched the pump happen, and I quadrupled my money in correlation to fiat. I was enticed by the tokenomics of SafeMoon, and I am pleased with the development that they are doing. Now, are they... let me rephrase that. So I'm pleased with the development that they have launched. However, I am frustrated with the speed at which they say they can do things and then they actually do things. So I'm very frustrated with that because I know in tech things get delayed, and it's that is just part of the business. But be realistic with your times. Then, like, don't. I know SafeMoon has moon in the word, like you're shooting for the moon, like it, playing all this play on the moon. I get it, but just be realistic. Like, there's no reason to try to rush things. If it takes a certain period of time to build something, take that time and then give it some more time, because you're gonna have a delay. I will be interested in seeing what they do with Gambia. I honestly don't think that that's really gonna pan out. Especially the way that they wanted to, and now that they've made mention of Operation Pheonix or whatever the fuck they want to call it.
Oh no!
Like,
see, that's a red flag. We need to get out.
There's
Operation Anything.
The fucking Death Star is coming. Again, go back to the beginning of the recording. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah, Project Operation.
Death Star,
Dark Star. Any of those? That's how you know you're in trouble.
Big helmet. Spaceballs, whatever.
Spaceballs. So, good movie.
All right. So Stevie says, makes sense. Just seems weird. Some of the devs sold out, and when they weren't supposed to, from what I read, I wish you all luck on it for sure. Hey, dude, I'll be honest with you, Stevie. Like, I have had thoughts of just selling it and parting ways, but at the same time, like it's not. I'm not in that deep to be like, I'm losing my life is affected by this. So I put in what I thought I could lose. I've lost most of it, and now I'm just riding the tidal wave. I'd like to see just what happens in the future. I know a lot of shady shit happen. That's the thing with cryptocurrencies, man. Like, cryptocurrency, this isn't a currency. What we're doing is angel investing. If you want to get to the core root of it, right? Especially with these tokens that are not mineable. So basically, they're crowdfunding, trying to get liquidity, which is the whole reason the government is getting pissed off with the SEC stuff, because they are basically trying to get their shit on a stock exchange. They're just doing it through cryptocurrency avenue and saying that they're not an asset. This is just a crypto. This is a currency they're trading. But in reality, we're angel investing. When you're looking at companies like SafeMoon, or other proof of stake coins that come into play. Ethereum, when it goes proof of stake, that will literally be angel investing, because people that are still developing on it, people have to buy into Ethereum, and they also have to then buy into that product that's being developed on Ethereum. Like you got to look at the core root of what it actually is. So you need to know your risk, is what I'm saying. So the other topic that was after Steamy made note of on this is the latest person to get sued is Jake Paul.
Yeah, when we were thinking about stories to talk about, Mark was like, I don't want to talk about Jake Paul. So, but yeah, he pulled he did a rug pull.
So who did he do
I think I can pull up the story. I don't know. I didn't keep the story because you didn't sound like you didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, you didn't do it with SafeMoon though. I honestly, when you brought it up, I thought like maybe he
could have.
He got scammed on another Pokemon card or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he. And then there's other people that have, these celebrities, man. When they get involved in these, all their followers or whatever just jump on board without even they're rich, they know what they're talking about.
So one thing
that's the dangers.
One thing that I've noticed, especially in this last bull run, is that when like a celebrity gets involved, immediately you need to be very cautious. Not necessarily
if it's something you never heard of. If it's something you never heard of and then they're pushing it, red flag.
Yeah, immediately.
Because that means they have stake in it, or they're getting money to say something to push it, and then the thing's going to fold, and then you're.
I mean, you're speculating on that.
Of course.
But
that's just how I would do it, or that's how I would approach it.
Yeah.
But
no, I agree.
Everybody's
Like
different.
If there is a celebrity personality that's involved in it immediately, there's some type of.
Unless it's Matt Damon for Crypto.com.
Well, he wasn't involved immediately, if you think about it.
No, I know.
He was just on that forever. But I'm Matt Damon. Yeah.
I'm going to Mars.
It made sense though. He did The Martian, so why not? Right?
He did. I know. Why not? All right. So. So it's $2 million Jake Paul operated. That's how much. Hit a new wallet to register the name Problem Child on OpenSea. As it turns out, Jake Paul's allies, much means like he's likely the one who owns the wallet. I'm trying to find out what the name of the thing was. Like what he pumped and then dumped.
Oh. It sounds like some type of NFT project.
Probably.
Which that's another thing you got to look into. Like we're only a part of a handful of NFT projects.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know much to even talk about those.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have our hands and stuff, but it's not nowhere near. Especially some of these ones that are selling for millions of dollars.
No.
Yeah.
But the ones that we do have, they are going up in value while the market is kind of folding. So that's one thing.
Hold on. Paul has been doing paid promotions for several cryptocurrencies such as SafeMoon, Yummy Coin, MILF Token, and more.
Paid.
Well,
that does so.
That's a red flag, guys.
Yeah, including.
I'm still gonna write it out.
Yeah, including SafeMoon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the red flag for me. Time to
get out. Time to get out. Paul. No, I'm not getting out. It's
me neither. I'm gonna hang on until it crashes and burns, and then I learn my lesson.
Yeah, that hand has been dealt. So we watch it and see what happens.
Exactly. You live and learn. That's the name of the game.
But that's what we're doing. We're prospect mining through other currencies like Flux and Ravencoin and trying to figure out, Ravencoin has a lot of use case with NFTs. They are collateralizing real assets on their chain, right? So, and BBT is a huge proponent. He's not paid by them, but you damn sure he's mining it. Or his team is mining it. Ravencoin is probably not going to go anywhere. My standpoint going forward out of this bull run and into this new kangaroo market, or whatever we want to call it, crypto winter, bear market, whatever it is if there's a new project that's coming to light, let's say Scott throws me a project and says, have you heard of this? Or one of you guys say that or whatever, I'm going to look at it first. Let's see if they got a white paper. If they don't have a white paper, we try to figure out from there if it's some of the newer projects they're launching without providing their white paper first, which is fine. AVN did that, and we're still there. We're still mining AVN. What I look for then after that is, okay, well, how can I acquire this without any risk or minimal risk, and can I mine it? And so if I can't mine it, I'm real hesitant to even waste my time in trying to figure something out with it.
Agreed.
And then from there, but if I can mine it, then it's okay, what do I want to direct to it? Something not very efficient. We want it like we're taking the approach with AVN. We're CPU mining it with some CPUs that we had. I felt that was probably the better direction to go with, because it's still the chain itself is still in its infancy and has time to grow.
Right. Or the other approach is, if it's something that you really like or you want to give it a shot and you are mining, convert some of your lower end mineable things to it and throw some money at it and hold, put some at it, hope and wait kind of thing. Try to get in early, because obviously these are ones where if it's an infant situation, you're trying to get in early and, be that big dollar holder one day.
Now, for those that are watching this, after we've actually recorded, if you have questions, concerns, you just want to talk, whatever, I make it a point. We're not big enough to where I can't respond to people, so I make it a point to make sure I respond to every single comment.
We're big enough.
Yeah, whatever. So I did that via the chat here today in the live video, but if you do put a comment below after the video is recorded, I will make sure to respond to it. I get notifications for all of it. Just a brief, give maybe a little teaser, because we are going to be having a live here pretty soon with John on his channel. The mine is doing exceptionally well. We've had to make some adjustments. We have some partnerships involved that are growing, I should say, that they're moving parts are happening.
They're growing.
As you've noticed in John's Discord, for those that follow John and are in his Discord, we have some new machines available into our hands. We should be getting the elusive L5 here very soon, so just keep an eye on that and getting some pictures. I recently posted a picture on some of the Coastal Crypto's Twitter page on we are selling the X5s exclusively. I think there are only a handful of other companies that have the X5s, so just if you guys are in the market of looking for an ASIC machine, hit us up.
Or looking for hosting.
CryptoMining.com. Yeah, hosting too, because that, again, we have some growing partnerships that are we're starting to see light to them, and the hosting actually might get a little better as we venture down these paths. But on that note, Amigos out.
This has been the Amigos PC. Make sure to like, subscribe, and review us on all your podcasting platforms. And visit us at AmigosPC.net. Get our entire library of content and Amigos merch. Till next time, adios.